Today, we're going to talk about a man who has changed the face of wrestling forever. A man who has built an empire that spans across continents and generations. A man with billions of dollars and millions of fans, who has faced many challenges and controversies that have threatened his legacy and reputation. He is none other than Vince McMahon, the founder and executive chairman of WWE, the world's largest wrestling company that was purchased by UFC's parent company Endeavor for over $9 billion. How did Vince pull off this epic wrestling takeover? What's the secret sauce behind his colossal empire? And, of course, what are the juicy scandals and setbacks he's had to power through? Chapter 1. The Early Years. Vince's childhood was anything but a walk in the park. He had to deal with bullies at school and take up odd jobs just to help his family scrape by. But wrestling was his jam. His dad, Vincent J. McMahon, was in the wrestling biz. He ran a wrestling outfit called Capital Wrestling Corporation, which later became the WWF. He'd sit in front of the TV with his grandpa, watching heroes like Bruno Sammartino and Buddy Rogers tear it up in the ring. Vince dreamt of being one of them, but his pops wanted him to get a proper education. So, Vince listened to his old man and hit the books. He rocked up at East Carolina University in 1964, walked out with a business degree in 1968, and then came back to the family business. Chapter 2. The Rise of WWE. In 1982, Vince bought his father's wrestling company for $1 million. He renamed it World Wrestling Federation and set out to transform it into a global phenomenon. He had a vision of making wrestling more mainstream and appealing to a wider audience. His game plan: sign up big, bold, and charismatic wrestlers like Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, and Andre the Giant. He even cooked up WrestleMania, a massive spectacle that combined wrestling with A-list celebs. Vince's strategy paid off as WWF became the most popular and profitable wrestling company in the world. He also faced competition from other promotions like World Championship Wrestling and Extreme Championship Wrestling. But he managed to overcome them by signing their top stars and buying their assets. By the late 1990s, WWF was dominating the industry with its edgy and controversial programming known as the Attitude Era. Vince also became an on-screen character himself, playing the role of Mr. McMahon, an evil and tyrannical boss who feuded with his top wrestlers like Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Triple H, and Mick Foley. Chapter 3. The Drama and Dilemmas. However, Vince's journey to the top had its fair share of wild twists and turns. Lawsuits from wrestlers, steroid accusations, and even a federal trial in 1994. It's been a roller coaster. But he came out the other side, maybe a bit roughed up but still standing tall. Some of the most notable controversies that Vince has been involved in include the Montreal Screwjob. In 1997, Vince orchestrated a controversial finish to a match between Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels at Survivor Series. He ordered the referee to end the match without Hart's consent or knowledge, causing him to lose the WWF Championship to Michaels. Hart felt betrayed by Vince and left the company for WCW. The death of Owen Hart. In 1999, Vince approved a stunt that involved Owen Hart descending from the rafters of the arena as part of his entrance for a match at Over the Edge. However, something went wrong with the harness system and Hart fell to his death in front of thousands of fans and millions of viewers. Vince was sued by Hart's widow Martha for wrongful death but settled out of court. The XFL. In 2000, Vince launched a new football league called the XFL, which was supposed to be a more exciting and extreme alternative to the NFL. However, the league was a flop and lasted only one season. It lost millions of dollars and was widely mocked by critics and fans. Vince revived the XFL in 2020, but it folded again after the COVID-19 pandemic. The Chris Benoit tragedy. In 2007, Vince faced one of the most shocking and tragic events in wrestling history. Chris Benoit, one of his top wrestlers, killed his wife and son before committing suicide in their home. Vince initially paid tribute to Benoit on a special episode of Raw, but later retracted it and erased him from WWE history after learning the details of the crime. He also implemented stricter policies on drug testing and wellness for his wrestlers. The Saudi Arabia deal. In 2018, Vince signed a lucrative deal with the Saudi Arabian government to host several wrestling events in the country. However, the deal was met with backlash from some fans and human rights groups who criticized Vince for doing business with a regime that was accused of violating human rights and murdering journalist Jamal Khashoggi. Vince defended his decision and continued with the deal despite the controversy. Chapter 4. The Legacy and Future. But despite all the drama, Vince has also achieved many accomplishments and accolades in his career. He has been inducted into several halls of fame, including the WWE Hall of Fame, the Wrestling Observer Newsletter Hall of Fame, and the International Sports Hall of Fame. He has also received several awards, including the Sports Illustrated Sportsman of the Year in 1999, the Hollywood Walk of Fame star in 2008, and the Variety Vanguard Award in 2019. He has also donated millions of dollars to various charities and causes, including the Make-A-Wish Foundation, the Special Olympics, and the Boys and Girls Clubs of America. Chapter 5. TKO, the merger between WWE and UFC. In September 2023, Endeavor, the parent company of UFC, completed its majority stake purchase of WWE at a valuation of $9.3 billion. The deal created a new, publicly listed company called TKO Group Holdings that combines UFC and WWE into a $21+ billion global live sports and entertainment company. Endeavor owns 51% of TKO Group Holdings, while existing WWE shareholders own 49%. Shares in TKO Group Holdings began trading on the New York Stock Exchange on September 12 with an opening price of $102 per share. Vince is still active and involved in WWE as its executive chairman and creative leader. He oversees all aspects of the company's operations and direction. He is a legend in the world of wrestling and entertainment, a visionary, a pioneer, a mogul, and a controversial figure. A man who has lived by his own motto, no guts, no glory. He is the $9 billion man. That's a wrap for this video. If you learned something new, give us a thumbs up, drop a comment, share it around, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more such epic content.